We've got a new drawing for you now called Isometric Views.dwg, and that's exactly what we're going to look at now, is creating a simple isometric view. But we're going to utilize a command that we covered in the previous video, which is the ellipsoidal arc command. When you create an ellipse, you create an ellipse using two axes, a major and a minor axis, to give it that ellipsoidal shape. When you're working in isometric views, you tend to work with a 30-degree or 60-degree rotation so that it looks like it's 3D, but it's not. It's a 2D interpretation of a 3D view. That's what isometric views are all about. And also, you can work with perspective and things like that as well. Now, you'll notice in this particular drawing, we have two vertical lines opposite each other, left and right. What we're going to do is we're going to create an isometric view of a little dumpy cylinder using the ellipse command and the ellipsoidal arc command. And you'll see what I mean when we actually finish the drawing on how it creates a very simple isometric view. So, making sure you're using the isometric layer, which is there in the Layers panel in the Home tab on the ribbon, go to the Draw panel and click on the flyout for ellipses and select Axis End, that one there. Now we're going to use our snap points, so make sure your object snaps are on, and we're going to go from endpoint snap there, click, to endpoint snap there, click. So that starts our ellipse. Now we're not going to specify the other axis. You'll notice on the command line in the brackets there we've got rotation. I can right click, that brings that up on the shortcut menu, and I select rotation. So now I'm going to specify the rotation around the major axis. And this is going to be 60 degrees, which is one of our isometric angles to create an isometric view. So I'll type in 60 degrees. So basically that's a circle rotated 60 degrees about its major axis. And what you'll find when you press enter is there's our ellipse in a nice isometric rotation angle. So you can now see the top of our little dumpy cylinder in our isometric view. We go back now to the ellipse command in the Draw panel, and I select Axis End again and come into the drawing area. Notice on the command line at the bottom of the screen I've got Arc or Center. Right click, you can select those on the shortcut menu, select Arc. Now, drawing an ellipsoidal arc is exactly the same workflow and process as drawing just a regular ellipse. So I'm going to specify endpoint there and endpoint there, like so. And there's our ellipse. Then again, I right click again and select rotation, like I did with the ellipse on the top of the cylinder. Select rotation and type in 60 again and press enter. Now this time it doesn't finish the command because it's asking you now for the start angle, where you're going to start and then finish your ellipsoidal arc. Now we're going to utilize our object snaps for this. Make sure you go counterclockwise. It's an arc. So by default, AutoCAD does arcs in a counterclockwise direction. So I'm going to go from here, this endpoint snap, click. And as I draw now, can you see the arc coming round? I go to this endpoint snap and I click, and there's my ellipsoidal arc. But more importantly, there's my nice little isometric view of my dumpy cylinder that I've created using just two vertical lines and the ellipse and the ellipse arc command.